Hello, and welcome to the fourth English Today Business DVD.
In this DVD, you can watch another 4 episodes of our story, On the Job, followed by the business skills section that looks at another aspect of win-win language.
We'll then look at the following language topics.
Describing the stages in a business transaction.
Expressions used at international business fairs.
The language and delivery techniques used in presentations. So, have fun and enjoy your viewing.
So, if you're negotiating or deciding where to go for an informal business dinner, win-win language can really make a difference. Let's have a look at the 4 phrases used in both win-win situations that made this difference. How about trying to reduce the number of trips? Why don't we? Why don't we try to find a restaurant that your wife likes? Let's try to see if we can find an alternative solution. Shall we? What time shall we meet? When placed at the beginning of a sentence, these phrases involve the other person and keep them involved in the conversation. Even in informal situations, it's important that no one comes away feeling they've lost. So this technique can be very useful. The key to small talk is simplicity. Use open questions. Where did you go on holiday last year? They keep the conversation going. Try not to use closed questions. Did you go on holiday last year? They only require a yes or no answer, which can often finish a conversation. Prepare some simple responses to things that people may tell you. That's interesting. Congratulations. Oh, how terrible. That's too bad. Fantastic. Amazing. Most important, prepare an appropriate way to say goodbye. I think it's time for me to get back to the hotel. Thank you for a lovely evening. I'm afraid I have to be leaving soon. I still have to finish some work. It's been wonderful meeting all of you. Well, it's been really nice talking to you. Use win-win. Everyone is a winner. Hello, and here we are for the last Business Talk program.
Hi there. Today we'll look again at win-win language, but this time we'll concentrate on the language of negotiation and small talk.
We saw last time that those 3 fundamental points, organization, simplicity, and appropriate language, are very important in any context. But let's have a look now at how win-win language can produce positive results in a negotiation.
Eric and I are going to act out an example of a supplier asking for a price increase to cover transport costs. As you listen, keep in mind team spirit and a positive approach. Listen, James, I'm afraid we're going to have to increase the cost of our deliveries to you. We can't go on delivering at the price we agreed last year. The cost of fuel is too high at the moment.
I'm sorry, Carol, but I can't accept any changes to our agreement at the moment.
But James, we're losing money on every delivery we make. We have to do something.
I think my company would prefer to look for another supplier in that case. I'm really not prepared to change what we agree.
I'm sure other suppliers will be just as expensive, and you know we've always met our deadlines.
No. Either you keep to your agreement, or I'm going to look for another supplier.
Now, this was a typical I win, you lose situation.
Okay, now let's have a look at a possible outcome if win-win language had been applied.
Listen, James, I'm afraid we're going to have to increase the cost of our deliveries to you. We can't go on delivering at the prices we agreed last year. The cost of fuel is too high at the moment.
Carol, this is very difficult. Let's try to see if we can find an alternative solution.
Good idea.
Why don't we try to break down your costs and see if we can help you make some savings?
Well, as I said, the problem is simple. It's the high cost of fuel.
How about trying to reduce the number of trips? If we can order in bigger quantities, surely you can save on the fuel.
It might be possible. Give me some time to make some calculations.
Okay. Shall we talk tomorrow and see if we can reach an agreement that works for both of us?
The result in this situation is very different. Eric was friendlier in his approach and didn't immediately turn down my request. First, he tried to find out exactly what I wanted.
Yes, the idea is to look for alternative solutions that make both parties happy. Let's have a look now at how the same language I used in the negotiation can also work in a more informal situation like a business lunch.
This time, we're deciding where to go for dinner this evening. A clear I win, you lose situation would be...
What would you like to do this evening?
I'd like to go to a fish restaurant.
Unfortunately, my wife doesn't like fish.
Well, I'm sure the restaurant will serve something else for her.
Well, yes, all right. I know a good fish restaurant.
Could you pick me up at the hotel?
Yeah, sure.
This time I'll apply some win-win language. Let's see what happens.
What would you like to do this evening?
How about going to a fish restaurant? Does your wife like fish?
Unfortunately, she doesn't.
No problem. Why don't we try to find a restaurant that your wife likes that can offer me some good fish as well?
Great idea. I think you'll like her favorite restaurant. They do fish, too.
Fine. Let's meet at the restaurant. I can take a taxi from the hotel.
Oh, of course not. We'll pick you up at the hotel. Okay, well, we haven't got time for anything else today, so goodbye.
Bye-bye.